Hi there. My name is Phyllis Solomon, and I'm with JCA Interages, and we're here today working on our Interages interviewing project. And I'd like to introduce Laila who's an eighth grader, and Pati Jinich, who is a chef. And both of them have things to talk about. And I will go ahead and let them start. Thanks so much for this.
Hi, Ms. Jinich. I am Laila, an eighth grader at Halliwell's Middle School. Today, I was going to ask you some questions about your career.
Absolutely. Laila, I'm delighted to connect and thank you for conducting this interview. I'm happy to talk about anything you want to talk about.
Thank you for being here. The first question is, you are described as a Mexican chef, a TV personality, a cookbook author, an educator, and a food writer. Do you identify with one of those more than the others, or did one come first?
I think I identify most with one that isn't there, which is my being a mom. It is what led me to switch careers, and it is what drives me every day.
That's really nice. How did you start in the culinary industry?
So I come from a family of 4 girls. I'm the youngest of 4. My 3 older sisters jumped into the food world early on. I wanted to be an academic, political analyst, and so I was working very hard in that field. I realized that I could help more by helping people find the recipes of foods they were searching for that helped tie them to their roots, their families, and that gave meaning to their life, or maybe even just help them with dinner on a Wednesday night, than all the political analysis I thought I was doing. So that helped me jump and switch careers.
Did you ever see yourself doing this when you were younger?
No, not at all. Not at all. When I was growing up, I wanted to be many things, Laila. I wanted to first be a ballerina. I wanted to then be a flutist. I used to play the flute. Then I wanted to be, an academic sitting on a desk, wearing glasses with lots of books behind me, like now. But now everything that's behind me is just cookbooks.
You mentioned that you also cook to help people find their way and a little bit into more of their roots. But now we're in COVID-19 and it's harder to do that. How has COVID changed or affected your job?
Mostly it's helped people appreciate the work that others do to help us put food on our plates, to appreciate farmers and essential workers and restaurant workers. And I think this has given us all a much bigger appreciation for everything that is involved in anyone having a plate of food.
What is the hardest part and your favorite part of being a chef?
I would say my favorite part is when I get emails or calls or messages from people who have made the recipes that I've shared. I love to see how they play with my recipes and how they make them their own. The most difficult part, I think, it has to do with being a mom, because people always think you're going to work less if you have kids at home. And my accent has always been a problem. It's come around where people now recognize me for my accent. It's such a deep, strong part of me, but it's been an obstacle.
Yeah, there will always be some people who look down on you from things about you that you can't or don't want to change. But were there people who told you that you couldn't or shouldn't become a chef? And if there were, what did you tell them?
So many, of course, even in my own family, my parents put me through college. And when I wanted to switch careers, my dad was in shock. You've devoted so many years to school and you did a thesis and you worked so hard on it and you did so much research, and now you're going to go in the kitchen and rinse pots and pans. Like, what is that? Many people, not only in my field, disapproved of my going into the kitchen. All my peers from the think tank and the policy analysis world where I used to work were like, oh, how cute, she's going to go cook. When I was just taking it so seriously.
Do you have any other important qualities that you think a person should have to become a chef?
Yes, I think you have to be incredibly patient. It takes a long time to go from one place to the other. You have to be patient. You have to be open because it's not linear. There's a lot of zigzagging that goes on, and that's not only in the food world, but also in any place where you want to work. But I think the most important thing that I've learned is you have to be kind and gentle to yourself because others will not be.
I think what you just said is very important. Do you have any advice for people who want to follow in your footsteps and become a chef?
I think they should just jump and try to do whatever it is that they like to do. That there is not one path to begin or to continue, and that they have to be patient because things do not happen overnight.
Okay, well, thank you for answering our questions.
Thank you. It's been delightful talking to you.